Hello, beautiful people on the other side of internet land and wonderful women of the Women's Alliance. This is the first video for the Women's Alliance. I wanted it to be the video of our first meeting. But the Women's Alliance right now is a brand new organization and we're just working on volunteer support right now. That's all that we have is volunteer support. And the women that were there working on the technicals, they did their best, but the recordings did not record, and the one camera that did record is our worst camera. So we had like 3 backup cameras, and none of them worked except for one, and I will link the video to our first Women's Alliance meeting at the end of this video. But basically, I was hoping to be able to introduce Women's Alliance to the YouTube community by using the video of the first meeting, because that's kind of what we did with that first meeting. And it didn't work out that way. And that's okay. That's okay, because whenever we begin with fails and fumbles. And you know what? In this Women's Alliance group, all the volunteers are women, and I'm a woman, and that is the strength of women. We really seen that in the first meeting as the women shared their stories. It was stories of resilience. We see that women are able to overcome. We're able to overcome. So even though the recordings did not record, I can overcome and I can record a video just for you YouTubers. The reason why I find it really important to have these videos on YouTube is because in the Women's Alliance, first of all, I want to be able to introduce us. And second of all, I am taking us through a 7-month initiation process where I tell a story it's a continuation of a story. So if you miss the first 3 meetings, it's gonna sound like crazy talkings. It's not gonna make any sense because I don't want to go over every single meeting, the previous stories. I want to move on to the next meeting's story. So if it's on YouTube, then if you come in the 3rd meeting, we can tell you that you can catch up on YouTube. And you can do that before or after the meeting. And if you do it after the meeting, then everything within the meeting should begin to make sense. If you do it before, then everything in the meeting should make sense as you go through it. So that's why I think it's really important that these meetings are posted on YouTube so that women can come in at any part of the process. It's a 7-month journey. And it's an initiation process for us women. It's an initiation into sisterhood, into a women's group and a women's alliance of empowerment for the women of the world. So I feel that it's very important that we have it on YouTube. Not all women can make it to the meetings, and that's awesome, you know? Women, that's the thing about us. We're resilient. We're strong. We will find a way. We find a way. And that's, like today, I'm finding a way to make sure that YouTube understands the story. So, the Women's Alliance. Let me introduce us. I think I probably should have done that before, but, it is what it is. The Women's Alliance is a women's rights organization. It's a women's rights organization. We consult women on their rights that they have. Sometimes you don't even know the right that you have, Sometimes you don't understand your rights. You don't know how to assert your rights. So that's what we do. We don't advocate for rights. We don't fight for rights. We teach women about the rights that they already have as outlined under the United Nations, because education is so important on being able to grab your rights and to assert your rights. That's what we do. We teach you what your rights are and how you can assert your rights. The rights that you already have, the rights that are granted to you by life, honestly, by God. They're rights granted to us by God because we're alive. And the way that we're able to assert these rights and to actually live in these rights is through education and empowerment. And that's what we are. We are a woman's rights organization. We're not fighting for rights. We're not trying to get more rights. We're trying to teach and educate women about the rights that they have and how they can go about asserting them. So this will look different for all areas. And, honestly, I thought at the beginning of all this, I thought that this was going to be a local thing because I can't help all women with their rights. I'm not able to, the rights that you're able to assert in one area, you're not able to assert in other areas. So around the world, there's different areas of the world that they just won't recognize your rights. And, maybe in that way, you might need to work with the rights advocate to try to advocate for your rights in that area and get the women to help you and support you. And I would love to help support people in that area too, but that's not exactly what we do. And I thought that this was only going to be local, but the response was worldwide. And I find that so beautiful. And I really feel that, the Women's Alliance isn't really mine. I think that it belongs to the world. I think that Mother Earth is working on healing her daughters. And as her daughters heal, I feel like they're going to help heal the world. We'll heal everyone. I strongly believe that in my heart. And that's what Women's Alliance is about, is empowering women to empower the world. That is our motto. We empower women to empower the world, and that's our mission statement. And our motto is women empower women. Women do empower women. And, I talked about in our first meeting about how it's tough out here. And I grew up where I was thinking women are just hateful. They're hateful and they're not empowering. But nothing could be further from the truth. That was a belief that I had and I held. And because I held that belief, I continually had reinforcements in my life about that. And it was through going through therapy and getting help for myself and realizing that I could believe in the loving, caring, nurturing woman, and she would actually be there. And she was. And I began to see more and more as I gained women friendships that women are loving and caring. They can be. So I feel like it's our role as women to help love and care and heal this world, to help heal this world and make it a better place. A lot of things that we say is, why do we do it that way? Well, it's always been done that way. And, well, the world isn't so great with that. So maybe we should move on and find a better way, kind of things like that. But yes, I have an initiation into sisterhood. Hopefully y'all understand more what the Women's Alliance is. It's a women's rights organization. We are a women's rights consultant group, so we'll consult you on what your rights are. And my goal is to have a women's rights consultant in every state and every area, so that there is someone that you can go to. And I would like to help you. We have the right to pursue a family. I could help you figure out how you can do that and things help you do that better. We have a right to shelter. So in my area, I can help you sign up for different places, and I can show you different housing organizations that we have in my area to help you with that right. We have a right to not be discriminated against. If you feel that you are being discriminated against, I can show you where to go to be able to take action on that right. If you feel like you're being discriminated against for being a woman, how you can take action on that. And, things like that. And so one thing is, to be a human rights consultant, you need education. So we're going to need to be able to educate women and to be able, because you need to know what the woman's rights are to be able to help her know what they are, and then help her guide her to how to assert those rights and to take advantage of the rights that she has. And I really do feel like this is work that will help heal the world, and I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm not necessarily the leader of this. I do feel that Mother Earth is the leader. So the first meeting was all about sharing our stories. And we had so many wonderful women share so many strong stories. And it really did help empower me. You know, already these women are empowering women. And it showed me, you know, that women have a strength in us. We have a strength. It's a resilient type of strength. It's not a pick things up and lift it kind of strength, but it's a go through it kind of strength. And we can do that, and we do it well. And I love the stories that were shared. But I shared a little bit of my own story too. And with that, I have a 7-part initiation story to share with everyone. And that's one of the most important parts that I think needs to be put here on YouTube. So that initiation story, it started with way back in the day whenever my husband and I and our kids, and we had animals. We finally moved into a place that had a big yard, and I was so happy that my animals and my kids could play outside. My daughters ran out and they started screaming and crying, and I was like, what in the world is going on? And our whole yard was filled with this plant that we called stinging grass. And my husband went on a battle to kill the stinging grass so that we would have a nice yard. And he, you know, his battle was just like, it was awful. He was yelling, and he was like, what kind of hell is this that we live in that has grass like this? And it got me to thinking, because I like to think on the bright side. And I was like, surely there's a reason for this stinging grass and a use for it.